Hey everyone, my name is Bobby. I'm the founder of Tam to Target, and today we're going to be talking about K12 Allbound motions. Okay, so in the past, I've posted videos and talked extensively about what Allbound is. So if you're unfamiliar with the motion, really with Allbound, we're talking about how can external triggers influence our outreach, but most importantly, it's around the idea of people that come inbound to your website and engage with your brand. Is that driving your outbound motion? And then also people that you're targeting in the outbound motion. How are you making sure that we capture people that are coming inbound, right? And so you take all this together and you put a little circle on it or whatever kind of diagram you want, like this one, and it creates this allbound motion. And typically in K12 right now, we have mostly just outbound. Okay. And the only inbound we're really talking about are when people maybe fill out a form or download content and you've got it gated. So they have to fill out their email address or whatever. Right. So today I want to go through some of the different triggers that exist that we can leverage in K12 that most companies aren't doing right now. Okay. So right now, what this is showing you is an all-bound motion that is not all applicable to K12. So what I want to do with you guys is let's just black out the stuff that doesn't make sense in K12. So let's start there. So we'll go clockwise. Um, First off, this section over here are internal triggers. These are like your marketing events that happen when people are on your website and engage with marketing content. All of these are actually good to go in K12. People are going to request a demo for your product or service, and you're also going to have content engaged leads. So these are people that are downloading content. They've filled out their information to get it, and you're able to get that attribution, and then it can drive some of your outbound. This piece, though, is actually an interesting one. And in the past, website visitor identification wasn't really something that was useful in K12 because products like RB2B or Sift or Koala or Apollo's one or whatever, like Instantly has one. Everybody seems to have these products right now. None of them are geared towards K12 because most of these products are grabbing information off of LinkedIn. LinkedIn's not a great data source for K12 because not all of our buyers are really active on LinkedIn or even have like a profile, right? Some superintendents do for sure, but definitely not all curriculum directors, and much less they're not really that active. And so they're not updating it. But now the team at EduLead has actually created a product that allows you to do website visitor identification at a school and district level. And so you actually can now install this, and we help our clients do it all the time now. And what that does is it will actually figure out who's on your website based on their IP address, what district, what school are visiting your site, and on what web pages. So you can use each of these different visitor signals to actually drive different motions outbound. And you can check and see, okay, are these people also current clients, or is this an upsell opportunity, or is this in a neighboring district, right? So now there's a geographic play. So there's a lot of opportunity being missed because K-12 companies aren't doing this yet. So definitely recommend that you check that product out because it's a big signal that's missing right now. All right, so then the next one's external triggers. So these are ones where you're monitoring like social signals and network and stuff like that. But when you look at like employee LinkedIn profiles as the first one, like this one it's okay to do, it just doesn't like work that well in K12. And basically the idea is, let's say you're a software company and you're selling into K12 and your employees are putting content out, you're scraping the people that are engaging with that content and looking for signals to see if they might be a fit. It works, but only if our buyers are on LinkedIn. So it's not that great for education. Same thing with competitor pages and employees and industry influencers. It's not awesome. So I wouldn't like totally discredit it, but like maybe I'll put it up here. It doesn't totally work all that well. Okay. The next piece is around intent triggers. So we can think about these as like best fit for your ICP. and really thinking, instead of like, all right, I'm going to target every district in Alabama, it's like, okay, what districts in Alabama are the best fit? And so we have some parts here that are not applicable to K-12, like hiring, funding. Well, funding is potentially one where you can kind of think like, all right, let's track and see who's getting funding added based on like some news about like a new grant that they passed or got access to or something like that. But in general, it's not like a great one. And hiring is not typically applicable unless it is really geared towards your service or product. Like if you help onboard new teachers to something, then it could be that you can use hiring as a trigger or something like that. But in general, it's not like awesome to use for K-12. AI research company profiles. This one works, but you have to create custom bots for it because most of the out of the box solutions like Octave and stuff like that are using LinkedIn information. And so what you really have to do here is you have to use Clay to create bots driven by like GPT-4 or 4.0 mini or whatever you need to do. And you build that out and you look for specific profiles or specific signals that exist. So for example, I've talked about this one in the past. Let's say you have a list of all those districts in Alabama and you're trying to find the ones where parents are complaining the most about their child's bus not being on time. You can use AI to do that. So that would be this piece, this AI researched company profiles. Okay. And the last thing is like a firmographic ICP match. This is easy, right? This is like NCES data. You probably already have it from EduLead or Agile or whatever. And you're using this data to drive a more targeted outbound motion. Okay. So at the end of the day, like I kind of wanted to break down the stigma that you can't do Allbound in K-12 because you really can. Right? The only one that is just not as effective are some of these social signals. Okay. But if you sell to teachers, for example, like teachers are really active on platforms like Reddit, and you can actually monitor Reddit subreddits. So for a couple of our clients, we're monitoring the r/teachers subreddit for anything that might indicate a potential need for a like teacher driven product. So that's like one thing that you could potentially do. But definitely like LinkedIn's not like a great one for K-12. So then, of course, what you do after that is you take all of this and you push it through a really smart system that's going to allow you to create custom copy and cold call scripts. And then you push it to a multi-channel outbound campaign through something like Lemlist, or you can use a variety of other tools that would allow you to have multi-channel outreach. Okay. You push this. And then what happens is we get the idea of things coming back around and inbound, right? So let's say it starts here with a firmographic ICP match or an AI research company. You throw it through there, and then on that second phone call, all of a sudden the person's coming to your website. You identify them on your website, and then you go ahead and you send them a different campaign because they've now been on your website. So you switch it around a little bit. You can automate all of this using like HubSpot or Salesforce as your mothership and tie everything in through Clay and things like that. Okay. So these are all things that, that you should be doing in 2025. You have the opportunity this summer to start kind of building that out. And so I'd highly encourage you to kind of take this advice that I've laid out here and go do a little bit of research yourself on some of the tools that I mentioned. And if you need any support or help, you just let me know. I'm happy to do it.